What's up, guys?
Hey.
Hey, welcome back. This is another episode of All Love with Lawrence
And Keshia.
Listen, we are so glad y'all are feeling this. We love the comments that are coming in.
Yeah.
We love all the interaction. So please keep it up. We're looking forward to starting a dialogue with y'all. But we're going to get into today's topic. Basically, we want to give y'all a little bit more about us. We're going to talk to y'all about our breakup and divorce successes.
Yes, successes.
Now, I know y'all probably like, that was a success.
Period.
Bruh. Yeah. Because we done upgraded. I'm sorry. I'm going to speak for me. Upgrade 100%. So, I'm that.
Wow.
I'm that dude. But yeah. So, yeah, I'm glad where I am. And honestly, I feel like every relationship is a learning experience. It's always an opportunity to have an experience of love. And it is likely that in your experience, you're going to come across some ones that fail. And that's good. We learn from them.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about our successes and our failures at love. So, all right, baby, you start us off. All right. Tell
us about what?
Tell us about how you felt after your successful relationship failure.
Okay. Well, I am someone who is divorced. I was married for a while. And I call it a success story because the relationship was very heavy, and there were points where I didn't know what to do. But when I left that relationship, a lot of stuff became clear. I was supposed to go through that. I was supposed to learn from that. It was a great experience, but it didn't feel great while I was in it. But the learning experience that came within it and behind, after it, man, I'm so grateful for that. And when I left, it was a sense of freedom. It was a sense of finding who I am and accepting who I am. And then things moving forward, what do I want now? 10 years ago, I was a different person. So now where I'm at in my life, I'm going to attract something totally different. But I would say the way that I felt after that relationship was a huge sense of freedom. And that is, to me, what I call success. I didn't have any regrets. I didn't look back. I didn't shoulda, coulda, woulda. The success of that ending was moving on in peace, moving on being free. Yeah. So I would say that's why my divorce is and was a success.
Yeah, I like that. That's like taking taking something that could be truly a negative, something that divorce can kind of cripple people.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't think anybody who gets married imagines that they would divorce.
Started from the bottom, now we here. That's how I feel.
She crazy, y'all. That's her every day. No, but I like that because it's putting a positive spin on, something that could be considered negative, oh man, divorce, a failure, a relationship, the boo-hoo, all these hard things that come with divorce. But it's well, no, it's a story. It's my story. And I learned a lot through it, and I feel like that's probably, I'm going to jump, and I feel like I always agree with you, but me too. I feel like, in my past relationships, and I would say probably in the last one that I was in, that was pretty serious, I felt like it was a really traumatic experience, and it kind of changed me and how I viewed myself and how I viewed love and how I viewed relationships, even how I viewed women. And it took a lot of, healing and therapy to kind of recorrect what that is. I think that I've always had this romanticized version of love, and I've always wanted that. And I feel like that relationship kind of destroyed the romance part of love for me.
Yeah.
And then I learned to rebuild that romance part, but with a more realistic perspective, you know? And I think with that perspective allowed me to have allow me to meet and accept the kind of love that my wife gives me, because we do have that romantic kind of love that I used to write about, you know, but it's also, you know,
hashtag when two hopeless romantics meet.
For real. It's really, y'all gonna throw up if you have a song together. We're that couple, like, you know, but it taught me, you know, that relationship taught me a lot, and it really changed my perspective to a more realistic one. Like, there is romance, you know, but there is also like disappointment and accountability and heartache, you know, even from someone that you love, you know. So I think that it matured my view of love, because it was such a opposite view of what I thought love could be. You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's super powerful. I think both endings kind of hit on growth and self-love and boundaries, and so they're positive endings, really. I just feel that in my experience, a lot of people don't have that awareness of, I'm grateful for that experience, because it's almost, they did this and they did that, and then can you believe this happened and that happened, and yeah, I'm good, and you know, it's not like that for us. And so that is why we call it a success, you know, on both ends, because we both were able to end things in a way to where it propelled us as people.
Right.
And so how can you know, have some animosity towards a situation that actually birthed the new you?
That's right. Yeah, and that's a great perspective, a very healthy way to look at it. You know, honestly, if you find yourself in a position where you're still angry, you're still hurt, you're still like resentful and like bitter about the relationship, that really is giving that person your power still. I think that your power truly comes back to you when in those type of relationships, when you choose yourself. You know, and I feel like that is the thing that kind of transformed me. I think that's your story too. It's like, you know, do you have a story about when in that relationship did you start to like choose yourself first that led you to the end?
Ooh, I can't tell y'all that, but I did choose myself at some point, and it was before it ended. So you know, I just had to grow into trusting myself. I think that I started transforming even before the ending was the ending. And it was scary, because I'm like, hold up, this has been the normal for X, Y, and Z, you know. But I definitely saw myself transforming, because, I mean, I just feel like when you get tired, you get tired.
Yeah.
And I feel like God pushes you to transform, pushes you into uncomfortable spaces and places so that you can grow and you can learn. And so, I don't know, transformation is a real thing. It really is. And it begins in your mind. So if you believe that it's time, if you feel in your heart that it's time, then do just that. And it doesn't have to be a big old leap and jump. It can be a progressive thing where you're like, you're aware. What's the plan? How do I get out of here? What's next? What does that look like when I do get out of this situation? Right. Transformation is like, it's not an overnight process.
For sure, yeah. And I think that like it's important to pay attention to the fact that like in a very healthy relationship, there isn't a point where you have to lose yourself and then choose yourself. I think that a truly healthy spouse will allow you the space to choose yourself, and they, you know, and encourage it, you know. And I feel like that happens in our relationship a lot. You know, I feel like my wife has a lot of responsibility as a wife, as a mother, you know, and she takes that stuff as top notch, and she always puts that first. And every so often, she'll put herself first. But I try to make sure that I give her the space to choose herself and the things that fulfill her, that doesn't necessarily fulfill me or fulfill the kids or fulfill work or whatever, you know, like I think it's important to have that balance and have that space. But in a relationship where someone is taking, they don't want you to have the space to be able to choose yourself, because then if every time you choose you don't choose them. You know, and that's narcissism 101, you know, like like how dare you choose you when I'm here? Right. Yeah, meet my needs, you know. And I think that's the part of relationships where you get stuck in. I know for me, it was probably like, you know, I think, and I won't get too personal with it, but I will say like it was the point when I went a significant amount of time without seeing my son, you know. And I think the pain of being separated from your child, you know, is really hurtful. And it was kind of a wake-up call to be like, well, if I can't have him, if I can't see him, then I want him to come back and see a better me. I don't want to be this broken, you know, beat up, you know, ripped to pieces dad when he comes back, you know, this sad person. I want to be healed. I want to be strong.
For him.
Right, for him, you know. And it gave me, you know, it gave me the drive to be able to start choosing me, you know. And I think that's when I started getting to therapy and talk it out and really figuring out ways to kind of get my power back, you know, figuring out ways to, like, you know, give relevance to my life and rejuvenate my passion for love, you know, and for giving love. I love to give, you know, I love to share my love with a partner, you know, so.
I believe that transformation for me is something that I still work on daily. And one thing that I work through daily is when I do choose to choose myself daily, or whenever I choose to say, okay, today is Keshia day, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I still work on the guilt that comes with that, you know, choosing myself, because we have multiple children, and then I have to give him time, and I got to give me time, and then I got to give work time. And so I've always struggled with guilt with myself, giving myself time. So that's something that I still have a very hard time accepting, that it's okay to have me time. It's not selfish, but it's just unlearning what has been learned, unhealthy ways of, you know, being. Right.
I mean, I think of that at what we call like mommy guilt, you know, or honestly wife guilt. It's like, you know, that, you know, if any of you can relate, definitely let us know. I mean, because it's husband guilt too. It's like that point when you don't really want to do for yourself. When you do for yourself, you feel like this isn't right. Somebody needs something. I should be doing something for someone else. You know, like you pick up that, you know, pair of sneakers or something, and you're like, oh man, I got the money, but I probably need it for this. Like, you don't take the time to spoil yourself. And I think that's important. The love for you is so important. You got to love yourself in order to be loved by your partner. And you'll never truly be able to accept love. I learned that. I was never truly able to accept the kind of love that my wife can give me until I realized that, until I accepted it for myself. And that's why I think we are still on our healing journeys. 100%. For sure. You know, we are not fully healed, but I think that we met at a perfect time for me, because we met at a time when I felt like, you know what, Lawrence, you deserve love. Like, you deserve the real thing and not like what you have been going through, you know. And I allowed myself, I told the universe that I wanted this, and bruh, everything I asked for, like, period, down to the booty and everything, period. So you know, you got to trust that. Like she said, you got to trust yourself, you know. And if you're in a relationship, make that a discussion with your partner. Usually, you know, in a very healthy relationship, your partner is receptive. But people, you know, just by nature, we want to fulfill our own desires. So your partner might be selfish, you know, by wanting all your time or wanting all your, you know, your attention, or your kids might want all your money and your attention. But sometimes you got to set the boundary with them and say, look, this is me time, you know? Because Evie definitely asked for a basketball hoop yesterday. And then she said, when you get money, Mommy, when you get money, can I what? Buy a new basketball hoop. Yeah, she wants one that she can actually shoot. Oh, the one we have is too tall. Oh, too tall. We gonna make that happen. You gonna make that happen, girl. Anyway, yes. So, you know, recognize it in your life and yourself. Like, you know, you deserve that. You deserve it. And your partner, if they love you, they want that for you. They just may not be giving it to you on their own. But communication is key. You know, I hate to be cliche, but communication is all people have. Can't read minds, especially men. I mean, bro, we don't know. You gotta tell me. So, you know, speak your mind. You know, what are you guys going through? Have you ever experienced that for yourself? Like, do you know if you've been in a relationship that was, or a marriage that led to divorce, but there was a time when you felt like that divorce was really you choosing you, you know, or your breakup was really just a kiss to you, or a pat on your own back.
Dodge the bullet.
Yeah, right. When you said enough is enough and I deserve better, you know, that really is like a perfect catalyst for leaving a relationship.
And when you do leave relationships, just be better, not bitter, you know.
Yeah.
And that's hard. But that was my motto for a long time. I'm better, not bitter.
Love that. You see, when you think like that, that's when the universe brings you abundance. It's that mindset right there.
Period.
Guys, as always, we are so thankful that you come and hang out with us.
Yes, thank you guys.
This conversation doesn't have to end here. Comment below. Tell us if you like this topic.
Share the videos to anyone that may be able to benefit from some of the things that we discussed. And follow us on Instagram too.
Right.
All Love Network.
Yeah, the All Love Network on all platforms. You can find us on our website, alllovenetwork.com. You know, find a way to reach out to us and share your story. You know, we would love to hear, and we love to interact with our fans or our watchers. We call y'all the lovers. So, you know, welcome lovers, and join us, man.
Yep.
Like, let's continue this offline. And definitely let us know what you want to see going forward. Subscribe, like, share, hit the bell notification, all the things, please. All right, let's keep doing this. And let's make this a bigger platform so that we all can, you know, heal together.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Peace.
Love and light.